Good morning, everyone. My name is Monika, and I come here to talk about beauty, which is a very different topic to the previous one, but I do come to talk about beauty and technology. So the two questions I'd like to answer today are, number one, can beauty be high-tech? Because it's not a natural match, you must admit. And the second question is technology beautiful? Because I believe so. So what I will try to achieve in the coming 30 minutes is to convince you that it is indeed so. Quickly, as an introduction about myself, because of course I come on behalf of L'Oréal, but I've made a trajectory before I joined that company, and I worked mainly for consumer electronic brands. So I have more affinity, definitely, with the hardware and with more of a technology products. This is what they stand for, and this is what I also stand for. So these are still the doctrines I live by. I believe that we should be creating things with sense and simplicity, and making the world a better place by constant innovation, by making things better. Creating a better everyday life for the many people. So these are mass products and not niche, the ones that I've always been working for. And at the heart of the image, aesthetics is important for me. So the outside as well as the insides and the workings of things. And last but not least, because they're worth it. This is the slogan of L'Oréal. So hopefully you can link all of those together. So that's Dyson was one of my first assignments. That's very much about the design, and the function follows structure. Sorry, the form follows function. You will see some beauty products in there as well, right? So it's not an unnatural match. This is a €500 hairdryer. They're pretty cool. I'm a bit of a geek myself. Then Philips. Again, Philips I don't need to introduce. We're in the Netherlands after all. With making things better in a simple way. IKEA. So that is probably the most democratic brand of all, because it is for the many people. It is really about making design accessible and making a better life every day at each and every house. And then I moved on to Nikon. So again, a digital product, digital camera, and very much focused on the aesthetics of things. So I am what I share, and then I decided to spread my wings and change industries. So a complete change. And when I look back, I do see a pattern. The pattern is, it was not in the previous slide. It was not just the color code being yellow. That there is a link between all of those wonderful products. It's no more subtle, being a touch of gold. But for me, really, it is. It is the making things better, creating beautiful products, helping people, improving their lives, both on the outside and on the inside. So this is the common denominator. Okay, but of course, to L'Oréal, because this is why you're probably here to learn a little bit more about tech at L'Oréal. So our heritage is over 100 years old. In 1907, a young chemist started with a simple idea. His idea was a hair dye, which he sold one by one to hair salons. So this is the heritage. This is where it all started. The name of the product was Aerol. It was patented 1 year later, and then 1 year afterwards, the company's name, after Aerol, became L'Oréal. So this is where it all started, in a very entrepreneurial and simple way. But today, L'Oréal's vision is to share beauty with all. So it's about the best in cosmetics innovation, and it is about bringing beauty to all. I have a few figures. It is indeed the biggest beauty company in the world. So 86,000 employees, 5 continents, 150 countries. In terms of sales, probably the most interesting for this audience is 11% of our sales is being done in e-commerce at that point of time. And in terms of volumes, if you try and imagine it, it's about 20 million products every single day being sold. So it's really, really massive. We have, what I'm also really proud of is the AAA CPD ranking for sustainability. That's a huge, huge item on our agenda. And we have 36 international brands. That is probably what most of you don't know. But all of those brands are behind L'Oréal. L'Oréal started with a single hair dye, and then it grew by acquisition. So it started buying Lancôme, and one brand after another. I see quite a lot of men in the audience. I'm very happy to see lots of ladies, but lots of men. So we also have brands for you. The last one we launched is by David Beckham, so that's House 99. But I'm sure that you recognize some of those in your bathroom as well. So I work in Hoofddorp, so in the Dutch organization. We are based close to Schiphol, have 470 employees. We're divided in 4 divisions across the world. And these are consumer products, which you'd buy in the drugstore, supermarkets. Then we have luxury products, so obviously that's airports and perfume stores, more the high end. Active cosmetics you would typically find in pharmacies or dermatologists, so that's brands such as Vichy, for example. And last but not least, that's the closest to my heart, our professional products which we sell through hairdressers and beauty salons. I have a short video. I won't show all of it to you, but there is a few trends that L'Oréal, being a beauty company, looks at. Of course, we study the consumer very carefully, and some of them have relevance to what I will be talking about later. So let's hope technology is on our side. It was not, so I will need some help to click. Maybe I need to click here. Let's see. Always exciting, huh? With the sound.
We have changed considerably. We have become new consumers with new convictions, new demands. Who are we today? What do we want for tomorrow? 6 big shifts show the profound upheavals in our values and what makes us tick. In this new digital world, digital me is omnipresent. Millennials spend 4 hours a day on social networks, chatting, staying informed, and shopping, submitting themselves to the gaze of others. Female millennials spend 5 hours a week taking selfies. Net time is the perpetual present. Instantaneity, permanent zapping. 75% of online customers expect an answer within 5 minutes. The new stars are internet influencers. Kylie Cosmetics, a brand unknown less than 2 years ago, is now setting sales records.
Okay, so all of the trends are super exciting, but that one's the most relevant. So what does a beauty company do with this kind of insight? 5 hours a week just making selfies. Imagine that, 4 hours a day on a mobile phone. So the transition we're making right now is from hero iconic products. So marketing in the old day used to be about the product. So the best hair dye on the market. Then it moved to iconic brands. So a lot of budgets went into positioning the brand. So it was about Lancôme, it was about L'Oréal. And the transition and shift we're making right now is towards digital services. So it's really about the service around the product, and it's really about the service that supports the brand. We've seen a great example of a digital transformation in the presentation in Rotterdam. I put a few ingredients which I believe are essential to making that kind of transformation, and that is data and artificial intelligence. That is what is hugely important for us. Of course, with all the security and privacy aspect, imagine we deal with data, very, very personal data. So it's skin tone, it's any skin damage you might have. It's your eyes, your pupils. So it is a very, very personally identifiable data. Then beauty tech, digital services. This is a separate entity for us, and it's also a separate part of the entire digital transformation agenda, is developing those services and open innovation. This is Jean-Paul Agon, so meet our CEO, and these are a few quotes which I want to show just to say, make it clear that it's not just something on the side. This is really the thing that we are working on. So the ambition is to become the first global beauty tech company. It's quite a bold statement, it's quite a bold ambition, but you see in all those quotes it's about controlling the data, which is critical for the competition, which he calls it a L'Oréal revolution, and that the data aspect is essential to it. And he also states that we've had all of the data and we've underutilized it, because we've been gathering and gathering for many, many years, but we haven't been doing enough with it. So it's time to change that. Another quote that is pertaining to it comes from our tech incubator. So how do you embed and how do you link it to the heritage that we have, the brands that we have, and the product? So the statement here is that the key criterion is always it must be linked to a product. So product needs to be at the very core of the innovation. All right, so about apps, we've seen some of pretty cool apps earlier on, and I'm proud to talk more about our apps. How did L'Oréal do it? So how do you start as a tech giant in this entire movement? So I already said L'Oréal is growing its portfolio through acquisitions. And in 2018, we also decided to make a move into the app world. So we started in 2014 with a Makeup Genius app, hugely successful. It's been all the rave. It was developed by a company based in Toronto, Modiface, which in 2018 we decided to acquire because of that huge success. So it's become part of the L'Oréal group as a strategic innovation. And nowadays we're using this technology across all of our brands. We're using it as separate standalone apps. We're using it on the website as a web tool. We use it on our e-com platform, with our e-com platforms such as Amazon. And we also use it on social media platforms such as Facebook. So now you're probably curious, what can you do with Modiface? So we have different tools. I'll show just a few of them. One is hair diagnostics and try-on. Imagine you want to try a different hair color. You're not quite sure, will it work for me, will it not? What is good for my eye color, my complexion? Eyebrow, huge trend nowadays. Okay, what do I do with my eyebrows? These trends also come and go. We have loads and loads of 3D makeup try-ons. So you can create any look, and then it also recommends the right lipstick for your skin tone, the right blush, and the right concealer. So these are some of the demos. So why is AI essential for that? Obviously, not all of those colors will look good on everyone. You cannot go from dark hair immediately to blonde, or maybe it will not be the best effect on you. So we use the technology to make the right recommendation based on all the data we have. We also use it for professionals. So this, the one on the left is Style My Hair app, which we use for the hairdressers. You know, in the past you used to have all of those books printed and you chose which look you wanted, and they had those little strings of hair where they would show you the color. So that is very much yesterday. What they do nowadays is a virtual reality app and augmented reality that supported that. So shade finders, Vichy, more of a dermatologist brand, so it will really scan your face. It will look for damages. It will look for ways to help you protect it against skin damage, for example. So that is mainly their expertise. And of course, it's going even further. So we're doing live tutorials. YouTube video tutorials are a huge thing. But then it turns out it's not so easy to recreate the look, even looking at the video. So what we're doing nowadays, and this is a live demo, is it will look at the contour of your face, and it will tell you how to do the contouring, where to put what, so that it actually helps you. Because every face is different, so you need to apply makeup also differently. So for all the men, I see a whole world opens up. Probably never seen none of that, but yes, it is a thing, and it's a huge thing for us. And yeah, we're not stopping, so we're doing one-on-one live consultations. So instead of going to Sephora or Douglas, you can also have a one-on-one consultation from wherever you are. And we are now working on voice-controlled consultation tools, so we're expanding into that. So yeah, the future is bright for Motiface. So far, a great acquisition. So you'll see the live consultation. Which brings me to the next slide. This is a bathroom as you know it, designed by IKEA of Sweden. I'm still biased, I'm still an advocate. And that is a bathroom of tomorrow. Okay, so I think we have exactly the same. No? I may need some help. No? Okay. Let's see if I can do it like that.
Is this a video or is it?
Yeah, it's, but I can also open it like that if it doesn't work from presentation. It did work on my...
Yeah, but I don't think we can now. Yeah, you can try it if you can find it, but the browser will work because the browser is only here, not on that screen.
Oh, but it was embedded.
It should work.
It should work.
Yeah.
It opened.
Play, yeah?
It opened. Yeah, no, there is a play. Oh.
No, it's a YouTube link.
No, but it was
Okay.
starting from here. No. Okay. So we'll use the power of visualization now. So that's a virtual mirror that pretty much shows all the effects I showed you on the app, but on a mirror. And the applications of it, you can imagine, of course, in all of the stores, in all of the dermatologist offices, at a hairdresser. So it's a technology that is actually live, so I'm really bummed that I cannot show the video. And it's linked to Motiface. So within a big mirror, you can demonstrate all of those effects of different products on your face. All right, I'll move on to another point. So I mentioned earlier that Active Cosmetics is the division of L'Oréal, which focuses very much on the dermatological expertise. We sell mainly through pharmacies and dermatologists. So these are some of the brands which hopefully you recognize. And I'll show just one product to you, which is targeted at mainly urban audiences and people with allergies and skin sensitivities. It fits very well with the brand La Roche-Posay, because that is their expertise. So nowadays we have this whole trend of a quantified self. So we measure everything. We measure the steps we make, the calories we count, the hours we sleep, the quality of pretty much any intake, be it food or information. We measure screen time, but we don't really track what happens to our skin, surprisingly. So within La Roche-Posay, we always stress education. So first, knowing the impact of the environment on your skin can help you protect it. And that is why we launched our very first wearable. If you were paying close attention to my presentations, there was this tiny little thing on one of those slides. So yes, there was a link, there is a connection, and all the dots do connect. So it's our very first wearable called My Skin Track UV. It's a skin and sun sensor, and it also measures levels of pollution. It measures the allergens in the air. It, of course, measures the sun exposure, and on the basis of that, it recommends you the right skincare routine for you for your day. Sends warnings when you need to reapply this, the sun factor. It's thoroughly researched, obviously. We launched first in the US, and if you're interested in the product, it's available next door, because our exclusive go-to-market strategy is to sell through Apple Store. So, so as I said, it's UV pollution, temperature, humidity and temperature, all the pollen, and also UV. So this helps against all of those things. And it has an app, obviously in Android and iOS, linked to it. So you basically you couple the wearable with your phone. You need to make sure that you wear it somewhere outside so that it knows what the actual sun exposure is. So you can wear it as a clip on your bag. That is probably what I would recommend. And yeah, it sends all kinds of wonderful recommendations. So I'm super proud that coming from a hardware, I'm moving again to, I have something physical, which is a physical electronics product that I can show to you. There's no battery included, so it's, I think it's pretty amazing. So I hope we're reaching the end, that I managed to inspire my belief with you that technology is beautiful and that beauty is high tech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Monika. Yeah, I was just about to say, do we have any questions at all for Monika?
Yeah.
Thank you for your story. I just have a question out of curiosity. So this product that you're just presenting, it has been on the market for a while already?
Just a few months.
Okay, so do you already have results that it really works? That if you give people the advice and they take care of their skin better, that they really have positive results out of that?
I think it's a bit probably too short to have made that conclusion, but definitely. So imagine you live in London and you like running. Some days are actually not good for you to go running. It's better to stay at home because there's terrible smog. Or you're the kind of person that does not really pay a lot of attention to sun exposure, but you have, family track history of skin cancer, so maybe you need to pay more attention. This is our intention. This is intention for people who maybe have a predisposition or some sensitivity to actually help them take better care of their bodies. But I'm sure that if there was an answer, it would be thoroughly scientifically proven with a lot of papers, because that is what La Roche-Posay stands for, and I don't have it at that time, so I cannot give the number and a percentage at the moment.
Thank you.
Sam, you counted your steps now. That's good, yeah. Thank you for a great presentation. I'm from Lake University, a teacher of business strategies and digital transformation. Many questions, but one that I want to address here. How does your workforce get along with all these transitions? Because, in marketing, in product development, in just about everything, they need to get along with all of these transitions. How does that work?
It's a very good question, and I think it's an essential question for the transformation. When I look at the strategy the L'Oréal made, how to support it from an HR point of view, because I think this is what your question pertains to, there was a phase when a lot of people were hired from outside. That is along the times when I came in. What we're doing right now is we're more in the phase of blending expertise. So there is a big trend of having digital experts go into business roles and then upskilling people from traditional roles to go into digital. It's a very, very strong policy. All our new hires need to pass digital tests. So they will not get a job unless they score on an aptitude test and they understand the basics of SEO, SEA, and the metrics. I think where it is the most difficult and challenging are the roles such as sales reps. So here we see, and I'm also in charge of e-commerce for B2B, we see there is still a lot of fear. Okay, so if the hairdressers place all of their orders online and if we share all of the information through an app, what will be my role? Am I still needed? So the way we try and tackle that is, actually, yes, you will be needed because there are more challenges in the market. But your role is becoming different. It's less order taking because, yeah, this will be taken over by digital tools. Still, you can help your clients to build a good Facebook page. You can help them with having a good Instagram presence and Google findability. But it is for people who have been doing the very same job for 20 years. It is a challenge. It is really a challenge. It goes very fast.
Great. Were there any other questions at all? No? Thank you very much, Monika.
Thank
That was
you.
great.